So I'm going to start off this update with a record review and also an explanation. I had started a series called The Psychedelicatessen last year. I didn't do very many, and I'll probably just do a few this year. This review could go under a Psychedelicatessen, but um, I want to do an update about a few things, and so I'm just going to combine it all into one, and maybe we'll get to a Psychedelicatessen sometime soon. Anyway, one of my first Psychedelicatessens was a review of The Worm Nest by Jonas Palm, a Swedish synthesizer musician who I discovered back in the 80s. Once again, I don't remember where I found this album, but I saw it and I bought it. Based on the cover, just kind of had a feeling that it would be good, and it was. Basically solo synthesizer excursions, really excellent in the vein of early Tangerine Dream, Klaus Schulze. Well, consequently, one thing led to another, and I've been in touch with the musician himself, Jonas Palm, and we've actually become pen pal friends, and if you want to call it that. We haven't met, but consider him kind of a friend now. And he recently sent me a vinyl copy of his second release, which finally happened. Decompositions, Son of the Worm Nest. Is that? Yes. Jonas Palm Decompositions, Son of the Worm Nest. That was the name of his first album. Just got this in the mail about a week ago. And thanked Jonas, told him I would give a review after I had a chance to listen to it. I've listened to this several times already. And the first thing I want to say is I love it, and it has this kind of indescribable essence, the way that Jonas is able to put together the tones and it's hard for me to put into words. I've been struggling with this. There's a character or qualities to some of the best old synthesizer work that I like. Klaus Schulze has it, Tangerine Dream have it, Popol Vuh have it. There's this kind of a flow. It's in the timbre, but also there's an organicity. Even though we're hearing electronic sounds, there's an organicity to the way that they are hanging together in the air. That's the closest I can come to it. Jonas does it. He was doing it on this album, and he continues it on this one. He explains on the back that a couple of these songs are off of cassettes. They were maybe recordings that were lost. But this has a real nice flow to it. Even though all the recordings weren't done as a one-piece thing, this flows really nicely as a piece. And I'm telling you, it's wonderful to just put it on and let it go. It's not clunky. It's got that classic krautrock feel. I'm thinking of Neu and La Dusseldorf too. I can't put it into words. There's something that comes through besides the sound. There's a feeling. And I don't know how you do it, Jonas, but you got it on here. So anyone that really loves the kraut synth, that stuff, it's here. It's all here on this record. So thank you so much for Jonas for sharing this with me. And he bought my record, people. Thank you. He pre-ordered. You pre-ordered my upcoming record. Thank you so much. I'm going to just talk about some music I've been listening to and a couple things I bought, because my buying is way down, and it's probably going to be down for a while because of necessity, other things I have to do. But I will tell you now, folks, that again, it's amazing. I woke up to more orders this morning. I have less than 50 red vinyl Dereck 3s left. Who knew? Who knew? I mean, no, literally, they're over halfway sold out, just so you know, okay? So here's some records. Some I bought recently as used, and some of what I've been listening to when I've had a moment, because again, As much as I love being an artist and being in business, taking care of my record now, I'm a record music lover junkie. I recently picked this up used amp. I knew nothing about it, still don't know anything about the band. I bought it because it was on Cranky. Cranky is a label that I've learned to trust. I don't see it too often used. So I went ahead and picked this up. And I've listened to it a few times. Jeff Recordman was over the other night, and we didn't make a video because it just didn't feel right. You know, we love each other, but we're not always ready to be on, as it were. We know that people enjoy our company, but we're not always ready to put on a show. Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just need to talk to each other, you know. And our jobs, in some ways, really, really suck right now. And Jeff is a nurse, and some of the shit he deals with is amazing. Some of the stuff I deal with would blow your mind. So, but I put the amp on while he was here, and it was so good that it kept interrupting him, talking to me. What is this? Whoa, this is good. This is good. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, that's just one of the signs of something good, is when it just keeps distracting you. What is this? What is this? And that was Jeff's honest reaction to this amp album. This is good. Some lady is singing, and there's some ambient sort of things and some beat things. I like it. I picked this up too. And it's interesting that I'm now finally picking up a Wolf Eyes after I picked up a Wolf Parade, whereas for the longest I wasn't bothered with either because they just confused me. What is this shit, Wolf Parade, Wolf Eyes? Who's what and what's supposed to be, you know what I mean? It was just some shit in my head. Wolf Parade and Wolf Eyes sound nothing like each other. And I picked this up used because I know that Wolf Eyes is a noise band. And I've heard them online. It was like, well, this is cool. I don't need to spend money on this. I do this myself. That's not a put down. You know what I'm saying? They have some interesting contraptions, and they have an interesting approach. I'm glad I have this. It's a live recording that Wolf Eyes did with Black Dice. Yeah, this is cool. It's a cool performance. I do stuff like this in my own way. Like I said, I have 2 CDRs that I put out a couple of years ago that I'd like to put on vinyl. I'm really proud of it. Stands up next to this stuff, you know. Yeah, I'll be egotistical. My stuff is just as good as, if maybe even better, you know. But pick this up used, and yeah, this is cool. Love the graphics. Love crazy shit like that. It's perfect for the sound, because the sound is almost undefinable, and you're not exactly sure what you're experiencing, what's going on, what are they doing, why are they doing this. I love that kind of listening experience. Picked this up for like less than $5 because it's slightly water damaged, but I'd never owned it, and it plays great. Miles Davis in person. Plus, it's a great recording. You know, not exactly sure why Columbia put this out as a budget recording, but this is a budget release by Columbia, limited edition. So it's a cheap pressing by Columbia. But it's a good date, and it's slightly damaged, you know, but I paid, I think, $5, maybe less than that. Again, the recent revelation of sharing soul music with people has affected my buying a little bit. No, that's why I bought this, Galaxy by War. I had never seen this title by War. Liked the cover. I said, that's kind of a cool cover for War. I like the band War. I've got about 3 or 4 of their albums. I've only listened to a little bit of the first side of this, not impressed, honestly. But we'll come back to it. But, you know, again, people say you won't like my opinion. One of the reasons why I didn't keep buying and following a lot of funk is because, like a lot of music, it started to all sound the same to me, kind of pedestrian. Even if it isn't. I'm thinking another thing that might affect my attitude towards funk is I can play that stuff. I really can. I can sit in with Herbie Hancock and those guys, and I can play that stuff on the bass and the guitar and on the drums. So, I don't know. It's one of those things I'm kind of thinking maybe especially if I get some time. Let me show people, because it's not what I naturally do as a kind of a funk thing, but I could I could I could record some tracks. I could do some funk tracks, show you. I don't have to prove it to you, but maybe sometime for fun, when I have the time and feel like it, I'll do a funk track just to show you. I could make one of those rare gems of a soul record myself. uh, I mean, no disrespect. I really can. I can do it. I could make one, and then have one of those rare funk soul gems of my own. But it's not naturally how I want to play. I have my own sound, as you guys hear on my records. Kind of smoothed out, kind of spatial. Picked this up recently. Gary Burton Quintet. What's the name of this? Whiz Kids. Another ECM. Love ECM. And happy to say that this does not have the generic ECM sound. Some records get to be a little, generic because of the sound. But Gary Burton is just so good. Gary Burton is good. And his music always is satisfying. Now, I can't remember what I've shown recently. Did I show this? Nude Ants? I think I did. Okay. All right. I was talking to Jeff, and we didn't get a chance to play this, but I pulled it because I was going to play it for Jeff because he was over and we've been talking about folk music. And this is a French band that's kind of folk-based, Majun. We were going to play this. I don't know much about this, but I bought it years and years ago. And it's not quite what exactly I'm into, but this is really good. And you can tell, these guys are really good, and there's such a spirit going on in this album. I meant to play it for Jeff. So I'm keeping it out. So I'm going to listen to it again myself. I want to show the label, too, because this is a label that I like and would like to find more on it. Grattaciel. Is that how you say it? Good label. Just right quick. What else have I picked up here? I was playing this for Jeff. Peter Newton, Michael Brooks, Sleeps with the Fishes on 4AD. This is fantastic. He said kind of gave him a feeling of Dead Can Dance. It's just one of those signature, in my opinion, 4AD albums. This is just fantastic. Let's see. Pick this up. Bass Desires. Mark Johnson, Bill Frisell, Pete Erskine, John Schofield. Excellent. Truly excellent. Bill Frisell's guitar. Oh. And in comparison to John Schofield's guitar, get out of here. It's fantastic. Both guitar players have an instantly recognizable style to me. Just right quick, I listened to this all the way through. This is very deep. Kind of like the way Big Star was talking about Cecil Taylor. So glad to see you with some Cecil Taylor, Fred. That stuff is amazing. This stuff can seem inscrutable. You have to sit down and just let it happen. And it'll take you places you didn't know you were going to go. It is. It's deep, and it'll make you scratch your head at first. Go with it. Fantastic. Okay. I don't know if I showed these, but I picked this up recently. Joe Pass, Virtuoso. This is pretty bluesy. As you know, you hear me bitching about blues, but again, you guys that really know me, you take what I say with a grain of salt because I contradict myself. I'm a human. I say I love and hate the blues. And it's true. Both are true. This is so good, and Joe Pass is so good on the guitar. Yeah, he's got me listening. He's got me listening. The man is amazing. Okay. And, I wanted to say about this. I bought this recently. Didn't know what it was. Albert Daly. As Stefan73 has said a few times in past videos, this is a Dereck record. This is definitely a Dereck record because it's jazz, but it's also kind of slightly contemporary, classically feeling. In other words, it's like the guy is trying to go highbrow, but the roots are still there. There's a sloppiness to this record. It's like this guy can really play, but he said, why didn't they get him a better piano to play on? The sound of the piano on this record is not good, in my opinion. It sounds like a cheap piano. But there's several tracks in there. It's like, where is this music going? This is unique. This is really good. This is a Dereck record. It's kind of in between, somewhere in between jazz and something else. Some kind of hybrid. It's the kind of thing that I'm looking for in music always. I'm always looking for something unique. I'm always looking for voices that stand out, you know, and I like it when it's good. Of course, you know, I want something good, not just different and weird. I used to when I was younger. The weirder, the better. And I would tolerate almost anything. But no, I want it to be good or have an essence. That's why stuff like Beat Happening. Beat Happening, on first listening, sound like people have no idea what they're doing. Just listen and you'll catch it. It don't take but a few seconds. I don't know what it is. It's they have that essence rare. Happened. Something happens with Beat Happening. Okay, that's an example of something being special beyond people's abilities. I wanted to share that I played this. Oh my God, Ornette Coleman is so intense, so fantastic. Ornette Coleman music is so positive. The way he plays the horn, he has a message, and it's such a positive message. He doesn't even need words. Ornette Coleman's message is positive, uplifting, joyous. He plays these lines where it's like spiraling you up, taking you up. That's how I feel when I hear he'll just hit these patches in a song where all of a sudden, oh, here it comes, and whoa! I hope I don't sound like an idiot to you guys. Ornette Coleman is amazing. Okay, so those are some things that I've been listening to, and I thought, oh, it's because I put them away because of my OCD kind of shit. I play music and I put it right away. Put it away right because. But here's something else that was sitting out that I was listening to last night. Some singles, and I have this old Human League single, Empire State Human. This is back in the early days before they had a hit. This is Human League at their best, just killer. My record is damaged, as you can see, because the cats I used to have pissed all over my singles one time. See that? That's cat piss. But again, you never see these records. Cat piss or not, it's staying in the collection. This early stuff is really cool. I was listening to I'll get to that in a second, but Peter Hamill. Peter Hamill is awesome. Just playing some singles. The Polaroid. Sometimes playing singles as an experience is just neat to put the single on. So I was playing Peter Hamill singles. Paradox Drive. My experience. Both sides of this are excellent. My experience. What's the B side? This one I played a couple times because the Glue. The B side of this is really kind of haunting. And I just like singles. I like singles. Just like playing them. Always did like that Virgin, green and red. Well, I've liked most of the versions of the Virgin label. My friends Hollow Stars, Colin Mee, who was originally in Deer Hunter. This is his band, and he signed as a joke on most of the singles. He signed as Casey Kasem as a joke. This is good. They have some new stuff out that you can hear on Coco Art. I was listening to that, honestly. Just thought I'd listen to it. Sounded great. And then a Belgian band that I love, and I don't speak French, so I don't know what they're on about. But I get caught up in the spirit of it and just the sheer musicianship of Honeymoon Killers. Histoire à suivre. Route Nationale 7. Or I don't know how you say 7 in French anymore. I was listening to that stuff really good. And, I wish, you know. So I'm going to leave it there because we're at 19 minutes. Man, the time just gets burned up. Burned up. So the last thing I'll say, folks, is I am behind in catching all of your videos. I'm going to fall behind, won't see everyone's. But I love and appreciate you all. And as I have the time to catch up, I will, because I am interested in what you guys are buying. Bostonian Reggie just caught one of his, and he found this on vinyl. It's a reissue, isn't it? Yeah. Iblis, Supernova. It's one of those records that I want on vinyl. I didn't know it was reissued. See, it's on the Spiegel label. I'd love to find an original. But I was like, oh, wow, he found that. So I pulled it and listened to it because I've had it on burn for a while. Okay, guys, have a great, whatever is happening. Be well.